As an airline pilot, you're either a line holder or a reservist, and there's 3 different kinds of reserve, and these determine the quality of life you're going to have, so let's break them down. The best way I can put this is airlines is based on the concept of seniority, so the more people that are hired below you, the better quality of life you're going to have. There's no workaround to that, you just got to do your time. So you're always going to start on reserve, and then based on how quickly people are hired behind you, or if it's a junior or senior base, is how quickly you're going to become a line holder. Being a line holder means you know exactly what trips you're going to have the next month, and then you probably have a little bit more flexibility picking up and dropping trips on your off time. On the other hand, we got 3 kinds of reserve: long call, short call, and ready reserve. Now these are generalized categories because reserve contracts actually differ per airline, which is why it's so important to look for it before you sign on. And I feel like that's not really mentioned when you go into like the general aviation to the airline. I wish there was almost a class on like what you're looking for in terms of the airline that you want to go to and how to pick the right one for you. But anyways, we got long call, which is typically going to be a 12 to 18 hour heads up call out. Short call is typically about 2 hours heads up. And then ready reserve means that you have to sit at the airport and you have a 20-minute notice to get to the gate. When you're on reserve, you're going to be working a block of days. So I work typically like between 3 and 6 days, and they can call me at any time and just be like, hey, as long as you're legal, you're going and flying that. And you're like, okay, awesome. Because typically on reserve, you will do about anything to get flight time because you want that experience. However, being on reserve can be really, really hard to make plans and schedule because you don't know if you're going to come home. You don't know if you should pack for 4 days of meals. And it's just kind of like you're on a whim, which can be really exciting because you don't know if you're going to have an overnight in Wichita or a 30-hour layover in Mexico. It's really based on the needs of the company. And I can't quote this for all companies, but I do know that ready reserve is slowly being phased out, which is huge because when you're sitting at the airport for 10 hours at a time, that can get really tiring and emotionally draining. But I don't want to get sidetracked. So if you guys want a video on like things you should look for when you're deciding on what airline to go to, leave a comment below and that'll be the next one. Bye.